Okay.
Let's see, art. So we have this amazing program called Arts Attack that comes on CDs. An art teacher who was fabulous was horrified by what was happening in public education of art disappearing. And so she made this huge, I mean, just for the kindergarten, we have like 8 DVDs. Each of them has many lessons on them. And the lessons are standards-based and they're art standards-based. So they're looking at, what are all the things in art, line and shading and, all those things. And the products the kids come up with from them are really good. The kids like and they're beautiful. And they're often they have to go back several times to do that one project. And, they're learning it a little bit deeper skill as they do it. So all the teachers have these at their grade levels. And then we also this year have a spectra artist who's she'll be 12 times in each classroom doing art. And she's working with the teachers on their science or social studies curriculum to have it be coordinated. And many of the Arts Attack lessons also coordinate with science and social studies. Let's see. And then music. So the Orff music that we do is amazing, and it's deceptive. Like, it seems like the kids are just singing these little ditty songs and bouncing and things like this. But if you look at what we're trying to do, it relates to the deepest level of building that foundation for all the other subjects and for music. For instance, they might be doing something where they're going and they're doing 16th notes, and then they're bouncing a ball and they're doing quarter notes, and then they're doing the 16th notes with the quarter notes. That's both math and music getting at the deepest level. They do lots of rounds. It has movement, dance, singing, and percussion. So they're and just recently Verena started telling the kids why, what's the musical reason we're doing what we're doing. It hadn't occurred to her to do that, and the kids are like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. I didn't know why we sing all these little songs, but there's real reasoning behind it all. So it's a very cool program. Let me make sure social emotional intelligence. So I talked about the Rainbow Kids. The classes all have class meetings where they, can talk about problems that have come up or trying to problem solve.
That's just with the kids, right? Not with the parents. The class meetings.
Yes, I'm talking about with the kids.
Yeah. How often do they do that?
Different classes are different. I think this one too does one. At one point, they were doing one every day. Yeah. Most of the classes, I think, do it once a week.
Yeah, I think so.
It's different depending on who the class is. We have buddies. All the kids are buddied with the younger buddy, but they also now the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are all buddied with preschool kids. So they have two times to be developing those skills of being with someone younger. And it's always been our dream that we would really be helping the kids with parenting skills beyond what we're doing by having them exposed to all these parents. But shouldn't that be part of a curriculum? How you are with a young child. Almost everyone's going to have a young child. So I'm excited that we're developing that. Jennifer was preparing her class. I was listening to her, and she was saying to them, so it's usually really important to get down on your knees, get at their eye level, because otherwise look at and she showed them how it feels to be talked to from down there. And she was giving them examples of how if the kid's doing something you don't want, you can give them 2 choices instead of just saying, no, don't do it. And so it's a really great way for them to develop those skills. In the 7-8, we have triangle speakers come every year, and those are people, gay, lesbian, transgender, and transsexual people come and talk about their lives, and they're usually amazing people who are very inspiring and help the kids to understand at a deeper level the complexity of who we are as human beings. In the 7-8 and also in the 4, 5, 6, they have different levels and different years of family life. Sex ed, drug education. So it's depending on the year which level they're doing, but it's looped the same way science and social studies are. Phys ed, I've talked about that a lot at our school. First thing is trying to develop habits for life. So no sugar at our school, healthy food only. It's just a habit for life. talking a lot about exercise, how important exercise is, trying to have movement breaks during the day, PE, basically every day. Teachers at different times do yoga during the day. It depends on the classroom whether they do that or not, and do centerings. At some point during their years here at the school, the kids will learn how to do deep relaxation. And then, the movement breaks like calf killers and things like that. More and more kids are getting excited about doing the President's Physical Fitness Test. So, that's getting that, like, oh, I want to move forward with this.
And they like to do the calf killers at home stuff.
No way, really?
Monica did it. She had a play date with Mackenzie on Tuesday, and they decided they're going to do calf killers. They started doing it in the kitchen.
Wow. Those hurt, too. Let's see. We just have a few more minutes, so I'm going to go quickly. So, emotional intelligence and personal power, like knowing how to learn what you want to learn and how to present what you want to present. So having the electives so the kids have some time when they're really choosing, and they get exposed to a broad range of subjects. We do ropes leadership courses every year with the 7th, 8th grade. Having the parents helping in the school and the TAs, so there's more adults, and the whole partnership model at our school where we work, all of us as partners, and they're witnessing that how you work together as a group. Personal power and developing your own creativity is you be the teacher that every year that the kids are here, not only do they need to come up with what do I care about and then learn about it and present it, but they watch 25 other kids do that. So by the time they leave here, they've seen hundreds of different subjects of things people are interested in. The invention convention, the entrepreneur convention where they start their own business, science fair. Those happen in a loop also. So they'll experience that each of those twice during their years that they're here. And then connection with nature. So we very consciously have lots of hikes, trips to the beach, camping trips at every grade level. The 4, 5, 6 usually works up to a 14-mile hike and does some big thing like the Redwoods to the Sea hike or camping trip. Doing the watershed cleanup and gleaning on the farm fields happens. The 7th and 8th graders always go gleaning. Like that. Community service, more in the 7th, 8th grade, but every class does some community service. Self-discipline and integrity of, having the ZAP program where the kids, they know if you don't get your work done, you're going to stay for a little bit of recess and work on it. We have a student council for kids who are interested in leadership in that way. Students lead tours of the school, both with the whole school, where they talk about every classroom, so they get to really understand what, and be proud of what this school is about. And they often end up speaking with really important people, like, we've had legislators come here, or the superintendent of the county office of education, or, it's very exciting for the kids to do that. And they also now will be doing tours of the green classroom and all the aspects of the green classroom. I think there might be just one more thing, if there's that.
Did you talk about Life Lab?
Life Lab, no. Okay, and so part of the science curriculum is having a garden out here and working in the garden, understanding how food gets to the table, and also the science of that. We also have a program that is salmon hatching. So the kids learn about the flight of the salmon, and then they hatch eggs, and then they release them, and they learn the whole cycle of hatching salmons. And I think that's pretty much it for curriculum. I was just going to say a couple more things. This is a book that our whole staff has read carefully, and we've gone over, and a great book if you want to understand the brain research behind a lot of what we do. 7 Kinds of Smart, that we're trying to look at not just intellectual but the whole child, all the different kinds of smart. Punished by Rewards is tons of research on how when you reward kids to do things, or people in general, that it actually extinguishes that behavior. They want to do it less, and that's why we do a lot of things the way we do at our school.
out rewards.
And the last thing is the homework myth, which is a book that we all studied last year, because we want the kids to be able to use their time to creatively pursue their own interests. Someone gave me an example just today of she had a couple kids over at her house and they were all making books. They had like a bookmaking factory and they were all doing that. And she was talking about if they had homework, they would never have gotten into doing that. So moving into their